somebody well. Don't grudge and envy your brother, man. Put a hand on if you can. Come, let's build this little island. You don't know. Respect all the teachers. Show love for the elders. Your mother don't want you.
I'm your host for this afternoon, Phael Lander. And it gives me great pleasure to be here with you this afternoon.
Speak to someone you just myself.
Sign off a bit later. We'll be starting shortly. Today we have a very special topic. We're focusing on World Diabetes Day, which is the 14th of November. And of course, presenting to you the Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch for 2026. The theme of today's show, empowering youth through awareness, living healthy with diabetes. Our guests in studio this afternoon, we will have representatives of the Granby Diabetes Association and members of the Dominica Diabetes Association. And a little bit later, we're going to have members of the Leo Club of Dominica. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Don't grudge and envy your brother, man. Put a hand on if you can. Come, let's build this little island. Here we go. Love sister and brother. Let's go. Encourage another. Let me know. If we just come together, I bet that we can make things better. Let me go. Yes, ma. Again.
But we have one special thing that we always do here at Youth Vibes. We gotta open with a hymn of praise. And this one is by Junior X. It's called Plead My Cause. So let's get it started.
Not even the dogs that twist against the walls of Babylon shall escape the wrath I come to pour. And I shall burn them and burn them continuously, for they never cease to oppress the poor. Oh, plead my cause, oh Jah, and let me stand firm when the wicked rise against the eye. Order my steps, oh Jah. The way is dark and I'm alone, but still I fear no foe, no. Cause now is not the time to sleep or turn the other cheek. Cause the wicked in a Babylon stew ya if you're weak. Whoa, plead my cause, oh Jah, and let me stand firm when the wicked rise against the eye. And order my steps, oh Jah. The way is dark and I'm alone, but still I fear no foe, no. Such a me got me sword, be my shield on the battlefield. Head on, the wicked I go feel it. We will take the stand against the ones who oppress us, and by every means we just not give up or live up now. You would stop killing yourself, cause when the Gideon start, man, I go need your strength. Live up now. You would stop killing yourself, cause when the Gideon start, man, I go need ya. Cause now is not the time to sleep or turn the other cheek. Cause the wicked in a Babylon slew ya if you're weak. I miss a oh, plead my cause, oh Jah, and let me stand firm when the wicked rise against the eye.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, once more I want to remind you, you're tuned in to Youth Vibes, the program that amplifies the voices and talents and ideas of our young people across Dominica. To those of you just tuning in, I'm your host, Phael Lander, and today we're heading to the south of the island and also highlighting a very important topic to us in Dominica. We'll be focusing on World Diabetes Day, hearing personal experiences and learning how we can all take charge of our health. A little later, we're going to hear from the Dominica Leo Club about their Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch. So, inviting you to stay tuned and want to say good afternoon to everybody who's tuned in. And without further ado, we're going to come across the studio too. And we have two beautiful persons in the studio. And we're going to allow them to introduce themselves. So, join us now is Miss Alixia Athanaze Royette Charles. Alixia is a member of the Granby Diabetes Association, and Miss Charles is a member of the Dominica Diabetes Association. So, want to say good afternoon to you, lovely ladies, and we're gonna. So, good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies. Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm not hearing you quite yet. Good afternoon. Can you hear me now? Okay, so joining us now, we have Mrs. Alixia Athanaze Royette Charles. And can you all introduce yourself and why you're here today?
Okay, my name is Alixia Athanaze. I'm from the Granby section. I'm the president of the Granby Diabetes Association. And we're here today to talk about diabetes and the role it plays.
Okay, and to you, Miss Charles, good afternoon to you.
Hi, good afternoon to all the listeners. My name is Royette Charles. I'm a part of the DOMDA, which is the Dominica Diabetes Association. I am the youth leader there, so I am an advocate in diabetes. And we are here to talk about diabetes and how important it is to take care of yourself.
So now this is such an important topic. I want to get straight into it. And of course, we're going to start off with Miss Athanaze, who is a member of the Granby Diabetes Association. So can you tell us a little about the work that the Granby Diabetes Association is doing and the outreach that which you do in your community?
Okay, the association, it was established in 2008 with a mission to educate people about diabetes and to reassure members that everyone can live a normal and healthy life, even with diabetes.
And thank you so much. And I'll go straight across to you, Miss Charles. From your experience, how has diabetes, and you said you're the youth representative of the DOMDA, which is Dominica Diabetes Association. How can you tell me how that diabetes has impacted young people in Dominica in general?
Okay, well, for me, many people more or less like to say diabetes is more or less of an older person's condition or disease. In my opinion, I would not say so. The reason being, there are three main types of diabetes. There is type 1, which is what I have. So I am a type 1 diabetic for about 10 years now. This type which is what we call an autoimmune disease. Basically, what happens is that the pancreas, it either produces too little or no insulin at all. Therefore, that's why they say we're insulin dependent. And it's usually common in younger children, teens and adults. Type 2, however, similar situation where the pancreas produces insulin but not enough to compensate it. It usually is in older folks. However, I do surprisingly see that there is a rise in the youth as well with type 2. Mainly because of, let's say, obesity, that sort of thing. So I would not typically refer to diabetes as an older person's disease. It does affect the younger generation. For me, for example, I've had it for about 10 years. Also, as a pharmacy technician, I see how early recognition and treatment makes a big difference. So I would send a message to young people and say, pay attention to the symptoms, like unusual thirst, frequent urination, even sudden weight loss can affect you. I would get tested. I would not just brush it over my shoulder. That is a concern that I would take heed of. And if that is the case, I would say be proud and accept the condition as part of your life while taking charge of it. Because of acceptance, it makes you stronger.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Charles. And I want to go back across to Miss Athanaze, because I think I jumped the gun and jumped to Miss Charles. But I wanted to ask you, because this question was actually supposed to be directed to you. In terms of young people, especially within the South, How has this condition that, and I love the fact that you broke it down to us and those of you listening across, she mentioned insulin, and insulin is something that helps to bring down your sugar. And some patients who, after having been diagnosed with diabetes, doctors say you have to prick yourself every day and you have to take insulin because your body, which is supposed to naturally create it or naturally produce it, is either, as Miss Charles said, is not either not producing at all or not producing enough. And we see that is happening now in your community in the south. How is that condition affecting young people and the families?
Well, it has impact. It has a great impact on them because, like, some, the young people, they don't want to take care of themselves, and it has impacted on them mentally, and like put a strain on the family, especially when they need the need for intensive care. It has had a great impact on them. So that's why in my community membership, it's open to everyone, whether they've got diabetes or not. At that point, it will help other people, to know what to do. If someone, their neighbor, someone has diabetes, they will know what measures to take.
So thank you so much for that. I think it's very important, as you're saying, that you gain the knowledge so you can support your family members, because sometimes the persons who are diagnosed with diabetes, they may not be cooking for themselves, they may not necessarily be taking care of themselves, and you would need that level of support from your family and be able to ensure that the food you get, the juice you drink, or the tea you're making for them, it has the appropriate levels of sugar, and that can help to ensure that that patient or that relative of yours has the care being taken care of them. But we mentioned, and that leading straight into the next question, and I think this one I'll direct to you, Miss Charles. What are some of the common lifestyle habits or warning signs that youth should pay attention to when it comes to preventing diabetes? Because that's something that I think you touched on in your first response, but I want us to zone in on it, because someone out there may be listening and they're hearing us talk about diabetes, but how can I see or know that, or what are the warning signs, and how can I protect myself?
Well, first off, I will start out by saying, many people, they don't realize how much their habits of today would affect their health later on. So, for instance, things like too much fast foods, sodas, skipping meals, or even just sitting there can raise your risk of diabetes, especially in type 2. For me, being diagnosed with type 1 at a very young age, it forced me to take my health seriously at an early age. I had to learn how to plan my meals, read food labels, and stick to my insulin and medication regime. And also, as a pharmacy technician again, I see how easy it is for people to fall off track, but I can also see the difference it makes when they stay consistent, because consistency is key, adherence is key, and also when you see you accept it, that's when you're better able to manage and control your diabetes. It's not always easy, it can be overwhelming, but it's worth it. If you ever notice any of the symptoms like the tiredness, as I mentioned earlier, or the sudden changes in weight, or even the constant thirst, don't ignore it. I would advise to get it checked out. So my message is simple. Take pride in caring for you and your body, and be consistent with your medication and diet, because prevention is really about self-respect and discipline.
Now, still with you, Miss Charles, someone who's newly diagnosed. They just found out from their doctor, they went clinic and doctor tell them that you are a diabetic. What kind of support or advice do you usually give to someone who's newly diagnosed, especially a young person who may be struggling to adjust?
Diagnosed, especially a young person, I always start by saying diabetes is not the end of your life. It is not a death sentence. I remember the day I was diagnosed with type 1. I felt scared, I felt frustrated, and unsure of how I was going to manage school, work, and even my social life. But over time, I learned something important. Accepting the condition and taking charge of my health, it gave me more freedom instead of fear. Following your medication routine, checking my blood sugar daily, and eating balanced meals, it may seem overwhelming, like I mentioned earlier, but every small step, it builds confidence. I tell young people it's not about being perfect, because truth and in fact, no one is, but it's about consistency and learning to live with diabetes, not being against it.
And that's so true, because we sometimes people tend to take this as a joke, and especially young persons when they hear about diabetes, oh, that's a old people disease. And I'm very happy that today we have a young person in studio who is able to give her experience and share that it's not just a matter of how, as we say, a older person's disease. And I will come back across to you, Miss Athanaze, because I'll ask you, how can families and communities better support those living with diabetes? How can families and communities better support persons who are living with diabetes?
Well, I would say we come together, have what would I say? We'll come together, have meetings, and like inform people how to take care of themselves, and be there for each other, because at the end of the day, if we know how to take care of ourselves, we could help somebody else to take care of themselves better.
And as president of the association, what are some key messages you'd like to share with young people about taking care of their health and making informed choices?
Okay, first of all, I would tell them, okay, they're in control of their life. The better choices we make today will have a greater impact tomorrow, because if you don't take care of yourself at that moment, later on, you might have a foot ulcer and you're wondering, but why isn't it curing? It's because of negligence. You didn't take care of yourself. So I'll advise them to take care of themselves in a way that will help them tomorrow.
That's very strong, a very strong message. And of course, yes, I'm coming across to you. The same question to you.
Okay, so for me, I would start off with acceptance. Like I said, acceptance is key. Once you accept that this is what it is, you're better able to manage. And also, family supports, health teams can support you, your peers can support you. So you're not alone. You're not alone, but adherence, acceptance, these are the two key factors in managing diabetes. You first have to accept it to be able to manage it properly.
And as a member of, and will be my final question from the list of prepared questions I have, but I want to ask, what activities or initiatives, and I'll share that with both of you, what activities or initiatives of both the Granby and the Dominica Association of Diabetes Association are currently working on and planning to help raise awareness in your various communities?
Okay, in Granby, we continue to educate the public and the young people as well when they come to the health center. Or we go out there as well, have like screening, take blood pressure, sorry, you take the blood pressure, and you test the blood sugar as well, to make sure everything is intact.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but before we continue, I want to let you know, if you'd like to call in and ask any questions, or even share your insights to the topic that we are talking about. The telephone number is 448-3284 or 1-800-327. You can call on and we will have a brief conversation with those in-house, Miss Athanaze and Miss Charles, representing the Granby Diabetes Association and the Dominica Diabetes Association. So, Miss Athanaze, Miss Charles, across to you, what activities or initiatives would you say that your organization is doing at present, or working on, or planning to help raise awareness within the communities?
Okay, so we are planning to do community outreaches, go to clinics, several clinics in the different various communities, do healthcare screenings, weight checks, sugar checks, all of these. And we also have a walk on the 28th as well.
Okay, so we have gotten to the point. I think we've spoken a lot about diabetes and spoken about the importance of awareness. Very important about awareness and the importance of support for persons who may be living with diabetes, because you're not suffering, you're living with it, and it's something that you have to live with and learn how to cope. And before we go, we have a caller on the line, so I want to say good afternoon to you. And you are live, DBS Radio. Good afternoon.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, I should say. I have a question for Miss Charles.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in terms of somebody with diabetes, and you have children, how do you feel best to? Do you think that it's how early, I should say, that can you introduce the concept to your children, or what ways might make it easier for them to understand your condition?
Okay, so you're asking, just to clarify for Miss Charles, if you have diabetes as a parent, how soon would you be able to introduce to your children?
What ways make it easier to introduce the concept to them?
Okay, thank you. That's a very good question.
Thank you.
Can go ahead, Miss Charles.
That it was low, so I didn't get that.
Okay, so the question from the caller is, as a person who has diabetes, at what age would you recommend to introduce your children to the concept of supporting you in terms of your journey living with diabetes?
Well, for one, I do have an 8-year-old son, so he was introduced to it at a very young age. So he very well supports me and understands clearly what I go through on a daily basis. For example, the other day I was quite surprised. He was offering me some juice, and when I tasted it, I'm like, it tastes weird. And then he told me, Mommy, don't forget, I know you can't take in the sweet, so I did give it water for you. So he does understand exactly, what's going on. He knows I can't take in certain things. He knows I can't eat certain things. So he's aware of that. And he also is aware of my medication as well, because I trained him in that manner. If in the event that I probably can't get to it at the time, he knows exactly where to go, and stuff like that. So at any age, once you be consistent with reminding them all the time, they will pick up.
Thank you very much for that. So that is very important that you introduce your son very early in terms of supporting you and being there with you. I think it's a very important thing that you did in terms of educating him in terms of that important aspect of supporting you as a mother. And he's very young. 8 years old is very young, but he too can probably help if something happens and be there to support you. The time is 26 minutes, moving down past the hour of 2 o'clock. And you're of course tuned in to DBS Radio Youth Vibes. And in studio we have Miss Athanaze of the Granby Diabetes Association. And we have Miss Charles, who is a member of the Dominica Diabetes Association, the youth representative. So I see Chuckles in studio too. So you want to share the joke with me?
No, I was just thinking that I'm part of Domda as well.
Oh, okay. Yes, so of course.
And I'm part of it as well.
Okay. But as we wrap up with you, because we have a very packed schedule this afternoon, final words from the two of you.
Okay, I would tell the public, to everyone that's listening out there, take care of yourselves in the best way you can early. As soon as you feel like, or the symptoms, pay very good attention to the symptoms. Early urination, all these things. Get yourself checked. Go to the health center. Have yourself checked. So early diagnosis, it will lead to a better life for you.
Thank you. And we go across to you, Miss Charles.
Yes, so to everyone listening, I will leave this here with you today. Just remember that your health is your priority. Whenever you admit that this is what it is, you accept the fact that this is something that you have to live with, you make it a part of your life. You make it a part of your life. You ensure that you follow all what the doctor tells you to do. I mean, it can be overwhelming, but it's not the end of the world, and diabetes is not a death sentence. So as long as you adhere and you do what you have to do, you can live a totally normal life.
Exactly that. You can live a totally normal life, and the time now is 2:27 in the afternoon time, and we're very happy to have had representatives of the Dominica Diabetes Association and the Granby Diabetes Association. Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us, and we will be right back. But
Yeah, I feel confined.
while we wait, we keep you entertained with one by Colton T. This one, Strain of Success. Coming up next, we have the members of the Leo Club of Dominica who will be presenting the Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch.
Just gotta be strong for me and my family. Going things wrong, everybody.
Just reminding you that this is, of course, You Vibes, a youth radio program produced by the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, and coordinated by the Youth Development Division.
Mind needs sleep. The heart want fight, but the body can't do it. To be at my best, have a rich peak. The strength of success, but nobody don't see it. Universe never give me more than me can bear. Just shower me with love and blessings so me can share. Risking it all, cause me not fear. And Jah give me the call, so me did prepare. There is no me when I do, yes I do it for we. Yeah. It's when I feel down, I can't turn to nobody. Just gotta be strong for me and my family. Yeah.
We say thank you again to Miss Athanaze and Miss Charles for their valuable insights for the work and for the work that they're doing to continue to keep communities informed and healthy. It's inspiring to see such dedication in promoting wellness and awareness. Now we're going to shift gears a bit. We move from health awareness to creativity and culture. And joining us are representatives from the Dominica Leo Club who will be sharing information on an exciting upcoming event, the Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch. It's an amazing opportunity for young people to showcase their talents and celebrate our vibrant culture. So before we get into that very, very, very important topic, I just want to go across to Studio 2 and say good afternoon to those of the representatives of the Dominica Leo Club who are here with us this afternoon, and allow them to introduce themselves. So we will start. Are we going to go ladies first or gentlemen first, or what we're going to do?
Go first,
Yeah,
that's
ladies
fine.
first.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
Okay, great. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeanique Hypolite, and I am the Vice President of the Leo Club of Dominica.
Good afternoon to the listeners of DBS Radio. My name is Shervin Dominique. I am part of the Leo Club of Dominica. I am the membership chair.
Thank you so much. So, hitting the ground running. Can you tell me, give us an overview of what the Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch is all about?
So, drum roll, ta-da-da-dum. Listeners, are you ready? Students, are you ready? So, the Leo Club of Dominica presents our 2026 Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch, which is scheduled for next year. God spare our life. So now we are urging all the students to start to compose your music, because you know that the year is going by quick, and November 15th is the closure date, right, Leo Jeanique?
Yes, it
That
is.
is right. So we are urging all
So
the
that's
students.
4 days away.
Basically,
Yes.
4 days away. So if you
Yes.
you have to get to the kitchen and start cooking.
They should have been cooking already.
Okay, okay. Go ahead.
So now the Leo Club of Dominica hosts the Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch every carnival season, And this year we are hosting the Booyah segment, which we imported into the Calypso show. So we have a Booyah and we have a Calypso category. So now the students who normally sign up, they are signing up for two categories, which are the Calypso and the Booyah. So we are hosting the Booyah Monarch for 3 years now.
Okay, so can you tell me when and where will this year's event be held, and who can participate? So if you're listening to DBS Radio this afternoon, Vibes brought to you by the Youth Development Division, where will it be held next year? When is it gonna be held? And I have 4 days to start writing and cook my song. How do I participate?
Well, it happens every year, and this year's Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch will be happening on February 6, 2026 at Carnival City. Typically, we have it around 5:30 in the afternoon, so both families and students can attend. The competition is open to primary and secondary students, so we encourage teachers, parents, and schools. Like we mentioned, the date that they will be closing is November 15th. I believe there is a link available, so if you are interested, you can sign up using that link.
Okay, so how important would you all say that events like this are for encouraging youth creativity and confidence?
Well, I see the Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch as a stepping stone for the youth of Dominica, who are very involved in the creativity and lyrical aspect of music, because we saw students who start to sing in the Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch from the primary stage, and they involved into growing to the high school stage, and they started to grow up and be good song artists, booyah artists, calypso singers. So.
Yes, of course. I mean, I would have participated myself.
Yes.
But also persons like Shelley, who would have started off as a junior Calypso Monarch. 3-time, I believe. I can stand corrected. And he at the time he was the professor, and he then transitioned and for a very short stint would have did Calypso at the big level, but he's found his way through Booyah, and this Booyah has been something that was introduced a couple years ago to the Junior Calypso Monarch, which I think is a brilliant idea to keep our own music alive, and this is something that we are seeing, because even at the World Creole Music Festival, Booyah was a big hit and a big highlight, and very important. You said that there's a form that persons can access to register for this competition. Where can we get this form?
Well, I believe that we would have sent a form, a link to all the schools on island with that information on how to sign up. I believe we also shared it on our social media pages as well, so you can access that link on our social media.
So what's that social media page? Tell me. All knows I want to go and sign up.
Well, we have a Facebook page, so it is there on the Facebook page. Soon to be TikTok page and Instagram page, but for now you can find that information on our Facebook page.
So big as I am, can I compete?
Well, no. Unfortunately
not.
So my time pass.
Yes.
My time pass. Okay.
Yeah, but also we send the forms to the schools as well.
Okay.
So the students can check their school office.
So very important. So students who are listening, parents who are listening, who may be interested in having your son or your daughter participate in the 2026 Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch. So we have two segments, the Calypso and the Booyah.
Yes.
And if you want to participate in any of these segments, that you can go to your school Monday morning, bright and early. Good morning, miss. Good morning, sir. I want to do this. And you have... Well, by then you're gonna have 1 day, because Monday is the 13th, I believe.
Is it?
It is on the...
No, Monday is what?
Monday is the 13th.
Yes.
Monday.
So Tuesday is the deadline. So you have Monday, ask the questions on us. So start writing, pull out your pen, pull out your paper, start writing,
They should.
and get your song out. Okay. I would like to ask you all, very important, because we're saying this, but what message would you like to share with parents and young people who might be thinking about participating?
Well, I would like to encourage parents, teachers, and schools to give their students a chance. we have seen so many talents start because of Junior Monarch stage. And like we spoke about before, Shelley is a perfect example. He would have started off for Junior Monarch, and now he's he's a well-known performer in Dominica. So we ask that if your child can write, if they can perform, if they can sing, to give them a chance.
Yes, give the young man a chance, or give the young girl a chance, because we know that if you don't encourage them, they will not necessarily feel that push
That
and
is
that
very
zeal
true.
for them to know I can do it. So, yeah. Go
And
ahead.
sometimes I'll say, Phael, to parents need to give the children some opportunity to showcase their talent. Not only balancing on the academics as well, but the extracurricular activity is very important to them as well. It teaches them how to build their confidence, to go on a bigger stage, to showcase their talent, because this is a stepping stone for them.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so what about persons who are interested in attending the show? So you tell me I cannot perform, but I want to come and see it, right? So
Yes, you
tell me
can.
how do I do it?
Well, the thing is, I'm not too sure if we have started selling tickets, have we?
No, we haven't.
No, we
as
haven't
yet.
as yet, but we should start selling tickets soon.
Soon.
I believe we are going to give some schools tickets as well that they could sell on a discount.
Yes.
Yes, and you can buy tickets at the gates.
And how
I
much?
think
Yes, go ahead.
also that our show will be carried for February the 6th, 2026 at the Carnival City, which is at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium, Foucault. So
Yeah.
we're looking forward to a great show.
So hopefully we should have those prices soon. So I just recommend that everyone pay close attention to our Facebook page so that they can get the prices and get our giveaways, because I feel like we might be doing some giveaways as well.
Yes.
Oh, so look out for those social media pages are gonna be
Yes.
Yes, that's
bubbling
correct.
and keeping you entertained. And
Yes.
Yep.
so yes. I for sure will be looking to see if I can win a little something.
Of course, sure.
So ladies and gentlemen, just the time now is 20 minutes after 21 minutes, moving up to the hour of 3 o'clock.
God on earth, gold and tea. Yep.
And in studio we have the Leo Club of Dominica.
Yeah, I feel lost sometimes. The pain and the stress combine. Yeah, I feel confined. Feel time.
Very happy to have them. They're talking about a junior Booyah Calypso Monarch.
Feel I gotta be alright. True me's a man will provide. Yes, everything's gotta be done right.
Reminding you, tune into Youth Vibes, being brought to you by the Youth Development Division.
That's when I feel down. I can't turn to nobody. Just gotta be strong for me and my family.
This one by Colton T.
Look it to me. But some days I feel stressed. I feel weak. I'm a work hard. I feel incomplete. I feel blessed in the streets. I come from far, so I can't retreat. But I need rest. Mind needs sleep. The heart want fight, but the body can't do it. To be at my best, I feel rich peak. The strength of success, but nobody don't see it. Universe never give me more than me can bear. Just show me with love and blessings so me can share. Risking it all, cause me not fear. And Jah give me the call, so me did prepare. There is no me when I do, yes I do it for we. That's when I feel down, I can't turn to nobody.
So we got one final question for you all in studio. Are there any other youth focus initiatives that the Leo Club is currently working on and would like to share with the Dominican public? Now is your time.
Okay, well, beyond big events like JCBM, we do have free committees, and I am the co-chair of all committees. We have the fundraising committee, which speaks for itself, but basically we do fundraising activities both internally within our members and in the general public. We have the service committee, which is in charge of basically community activities, outreach activities. And we also have the development committee, which is in charge of creating, planning, training opportunities for our internal members, anything to do with developing our members. So it's more than just JCBM. We also do activities for our members and the general public as well.
Also, we need to let the general public know that our Junior Calypso Booyah Monarch is one of our biggest projects, which we use to create projects as well for us members of the club.
So Junior Calypso Boy Monarch is coming back again in 2026.
Yes, it
Remind
is.
me of the date.
It is February the 6th. Yes.
February the 6th,
6th.
2026.
6th.
And we'll be starting around
5:30.
5:30.
Yes.
Carnival City.
Yes.
But
Tuesday is the deadline for you to sign up.
Tuesday is the deadline.
Tuesday is the last
Yes.
deadline. But also, Phael, we need to sensitize towards the sponsors out there, the businesses, both the
Yes.
public and the private sectors.
For sure,
To
for
reach
sure.
out to the Leo Club of Dominica, we really need your support because
Yes.
without sponsors, we cannot have a show.
Please,
And we want to
please,
give the
please.
students some lovely prizes when they
Yes.
work so hard on the stage. So if you're listening to my voice on DBS Radio, please, it could be a little penny you have or something small, big or small. We
Do
would
the
be
right thing.
appreciated.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Advance and do
very
the right thing. Yes.
So we want to say thank you so much to the Dominica Leo Club for that update. It's always great to see young organizations like yourselves who are creating platforms for young people in Dominica. We are very grateful for that you are allowing young people to shine and to express their creativity. We wish all the participants the very best in this year's Junior Calypso Boy Monarch. If you are listening and deciding, boy, I want to go in the kitchen and start to cook that hit for 2026. And want to say thank you so much for having joined us here this afternoon, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we like to say thank you to our members as well who are listening to our voices via You Vibes, the members of the Leo's Club and the Lions Club, our parent club, who always partner with us and always be there to support us in one way or the other. Thank you so much for having us on DBS Radio.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
You're welcome.
So yes, we had in studio the Leo Club of Dominica, and they really give us some food to think about. We have
Yeah, I mean, I was created by a God.
the Junior Calypso Boy Monarch for 2026.
God on earth. Gold and tea.
But before we wrap up, we have a quick call in from a young person who's also here to share a bit about the upcoming Diocesan Youth Fest, an exciting event that brings young people together for faith, fellowship, and fun. So I want to say good afternoon to Miss Melissa John Lewis, who's online. Hello, Melissa. How are you doing? Good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. I said I'm okay, and you?
I'm doing well. So can you tell us what the Diocesan Youth Fest is all about?
Okay, so every year we have the Diocesan Youth Rally, or the Catholic Diocesan Youth Rally, but this year we have it in a form of a festival, because I feel like there are a lot of talented young people across the island, and we know young people, they love music, they love, entertainment. So this year it's going to be a Diocesan Youth Festival. It will be held on Saturday, next Saturday, the 15th of November. And as usual, we begin with a procession. So we're going to have a procession around town, and the procession will end. Most likely it's supposed to commence at the Focus, Stadium Focus, and it will end at the St. Gerard's Hall. So we begin at 9 a.m., and we're encouraging all the young people, all the Catholic youth organizations island-wide to come out with their banners, with their shirts, to just come and praise and worship the Lord. On that day as well, we'll have a short ceremony, and then we will begin the youth festival, where we'll have different people partaking, performing, and so forth. It's just a fun feel, they feel this praise and worship.
Okay. And is there anything else that you'd like to let us know in terms of how a young person can come out and support or be part or form part of this Diocesan Youth Fest?
Okay, so if there are any young people specifically that would like to do a performance, then they can reach out to myself or Shannon John, also to Father Karam as well. But we are just encouraging the young people all over the different parishes to just come out and partake. That is what we want, the participation, to just come out with their youth shirts, their banners, and to partake in the youth festival.
Thank you so much for sharing that update. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity for youth to come together in faith and unity. We wish you and the team all the best with this year's Diocesan Youth Fest.
Thank you very much.
So you heard it yourself. Next week Saturday we have the Diocesan Youth Fest in Dominica, and that's next week Saturday the 15th of what am I saying? Yes, the 15th of November. It's throwing me off here. The clock on the computer is throwing me off, but I got it here. It's the 15th, so I have to correct myself earlier, because those of you who want to sign up for the Junior Calypso Bouillon Monarch, next week Friday is the deadline. So you have a little more time. You have a little more time than I was actually saying. So yes, you can sign up. But this one here, if you remember, before Shelley became Shelley, he was the professor. So this one here,
It's Professor again, back in Calypso land. Rub up, rub up. Since you get status in the arena, you start behaving like a master. Calypso camp like state plantation. Man work hard but get no compensation.
oh, how that voice has grown, boy.
Is who speak about equal rights and justice.
But he's always been a lyrical master, I must say.
Freedom of speech. Your true colors no show. Attacking Duncan Store, cause he critique your Calypso. That's why.
Just want to let you know we got a few announcements here this afternoon. From the Western District, the Flamboyant Dancers present their annual cultural gala. The date of it is November the 8th. This is this afternoon from 6 p.m. at the Dubla Almond Park. Join us for nights of festive excellence and cultural perfection. Experience vibrant performances, rich traditions, and an unforgettable celebration of culture.
The God of Calypso Kingdom. Dida, boy. Hi. It's Professor again, back in Calypso land. Rub up, rub up. Calypso not registered on your name. Your mission is fortune and fame. Fortune and fame. Renegades had to jump ship. Now looks all push, just escape from defeat. Izu, pocket all sales from CDs. Izu, profit from modern slavery. The same things you cried on in your compositions is that you've now become. That's why we had to say sorry. We did not know. Sorry, we hurt your ego. Now we are down on our knees, begging you please. Why are you in competition? Is dice to winning crumbs, but we've been fools all along. You're the Lord of the art form, the God of Calypso Kingdom.
Just 9 minutes moving up to the hour of 3 o'clock in the afternoon. An announcement before we go. A quick reminder that our next youth night for the Southern District will be held on Friday, November 14th at the Grand Bay Youth Center from 6 p.m. It's going to be another evening of film, dialogue, and the empowerment. So come out, bring a friend, and be part of the experience. Of course, we are nearing the end of of Youth Vibes for today. We are very happy to have had two very impactful, very important presentations this afternoon. We had, of course, representing the Dominica Diabetes Association and the Granby Diabetes Association. We were truly inspired hearing from Miss Alixia Athanaze and Royette Charles of the Granby Diabetes Association and DOMDA, who reminded us how important it is to take charge of your health and support one another in the fight against diabetes. We also heard from the Dominica Leo Club, who continue to keep our culture alive and our youth creative through the Junior Calypso Monaco. Reminding you that the deadline for submission of your applications is next week Friday, the 14th of November. So Monday morning, bright and early, go to your teacher, go to your principal, find out how can you sign up. You still have some time. It's a reminder that young people across Dominica are doing great things in health, in service, and in self-expression. Once more, just remind you that this afternoon we have the flamboyant dancers presenting the annual cultural gala starting at 6 p.m. Dubla Almond Park. Also, let you know, next week Friday again. Next week Friday is a busy Friday. We have a lot going on. It's a deadline of the Dominica or the Junior Calypso Monarch registration. The Granby Youth Center is going to be going live 6 p.m. Movie night, dialogue and empowerment, a youth night that is. And next week is also that World Diabetes Day. So do something next week to raise awareness. I think the color is blue. So next week Friday we're wearing something blue. And let's all do our part to raise awareness and live healthier lives. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Youth Development Division, our producer Lee and Robin and the entire Youth Vibes team, I've been your host, Phael Lander, and I'm saying thank you for tuning in. Stay safe, stay active, and always stay inspired. Until next time, this is Youth Vibes, where the youth voice matters. Thank you so much for having tuned in to your nation station, DBS Radio. Coming up next, we have the Creole Spectacular, and we have so much fun happening for you. You've been tuned into Youth Vibes, being brought to you by the Youth Development Division.
Your mother don't want you. Don't put yourself in trouble. Head should be on your shoulder, not right down in the gutter. If you have a problem, speak to someone to just solve them.
Youth Vibes. You're in tune to Youth Vibes on DBS Radio.
Yes, man. This one going out to the youths and when I'm wrong, they blood. Now this generation gets so vile. I myself, I wonder why is that they don't have our life. Grandma say you safe behind closed door, but that is not true anymore. Society plunge you out for sure. Kids today losing their ambition. They want to dress like Gaga and tell them that's not the solution. No man. But the massive there.